All right, good morning, friends. We have started our morning off for our road trip. We're going to be traveling all the way down to the Everglades. But yeah, we're going to be gone for like a week. We just dropped off our dogs at the boarding place. I'm really sad because they can't come, but they're going to have much more fun there than they will in all the water activities that we're going to do. So it'll be better for them and safer for them just to be at the borders. But we are about to get on the road. Our first stop is going to be Morrison Springs, Florida. Yeah. We haven't really Googled or anything about it. I just know that it's supposed to be somewhere where you can swim. So
got some gas, got some ice,
yeah,
snacks,
yeah,
ready to go.
Continue on I-65 south for 17 miles.
All right, so we have like an hour and 15 minutes left on this drive, and then we'll be to Morrison Springs. But we got this little game to help pass the time. It's called a shotgun, and we're gonna play a little bit and see how fun it is with just two people.
It's like a game for road trips. It's called the road trip game, and it's called shotgun.
Oh no!
What's this one?
Next person who has to pee loses a point.
Oh, W. I can already get a point, or she already loses a point because there's no shot it's gonna be me.
I literally, right before I pulled this game out, I was gonna say I have to pee, but okay, I don't know when the next time
you already lose.
We're gonna be in civilization.
Also, if you're wondering why we're randomly playing this, we brought it as a backup. We have no service, so we can't watch like any shows or listen to podcasts or anything like that. So yeah, we figured it would come in handy.
First person to spot a body of water gets a point.
Oh, W. Okay, lock in.
It says dashboard, so I bet we just like we're supposed to put it up here.
Yeah.
And then the next one, so we can keep playing, but you have to be on the lookout. Yeah.
I'll be honest, you can't see around us. Maybe you can see through the back. I don't think you can see. But there's nothing but fields, literally in every direction. Like,
I get a point though. If anyone has a negative score, they get a point. Help them out.
What?
Heck yeah! Back
to zero. That's messed up. So Callie's winning.
I win.
You don't win. You're just winning.
I win that round. Just for fun. Shotgun. Do your best. Parent reaches around and grabs for a snack. Oh, so me?
Yeah. Oh. That's the whole bin. You ain't got to get the whole bin. Just get a snack out. Okay, you're done. There's been no water. If you're wanting an update, it's still very much all fields in all directions. So Kelly's at 2 and I'm at 1.
Call someone on speakerphone and tell them a knock-knock joke. If they laugh, you get a point.
Call Casey.
Casey's at work. Casey's not going to answer. We can call Sarah.
Hey Siri.
Continue on County Road 460 for 8 miles.
Call Sarah Stockton.
Calling Sarah Stockton. Head southeast.
Also, we just missed a turn, so I have to turn around.
Continue on County Road 461 for 4 miles.
Hello.
Hey, knock knock.
Who's there?
A broken pencil.
A broken pencil too.
Never mind, it's pointless.
What? Oh my gosh.
Legit, only reason she laughed, I think, is because she didn't understand the joke at first, and then when it clicked, she was like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. But she did laugh. She did laugh, so I'll get a point. So now it's what, 2-3? So we had to take the camera down for a second because it was getting overheated because it's hot, and with it videoing longer videos, it gets hot pretty quick. And we kept playing just for fun. And one of the cards that we pulled was, one of them was like get a truck. First of all, one of them was to get like a truck to blow his horn. We're in the middle of pretty much nowhere, and that would take us literally forever. If we were on the interstate, it would probably work pretty good. But the next card we pulled, we're like, oh, we can actually do this one. And it's, Kelly, we'll read it for you.
Next time you pass cows, everyone move. The last one to move loses a point.
So we're driving and we're turning a corner, and I'm not really paying attention. I'm paying attention to the road, but not much else. And Callie goes, move. And I'm like, dang it, she got a point. And we finished turning the corner, and it's not cows, it's horses. So she goes, move. Oh, wait, dang it, those are cows. So at this point, we're pretty much tied at 4-4, and we decided this next this is worth $100,000? It's not obvious at first. It takes you a second to think about it. But imagine how many lives these right here have saved during COVID, during these times. A global pandemic, and your only safety are these masks right here that are seemingly cheap and most of the time free. But if you think of how many lives this has saved and how many people have prevented from getting COVID wearing these, how much value do you put on those lives? So not only are you placing a value on this little mask, you're placing a value on hundreds of thousands of lives, and if that's not over $100,000, I don't know what it is.
It's only not worth $1,000. On these beautiful paper towels. Why paper towels should be worth $100,000. Think of, like ways, and like you can use these a bunch of different ways, Paper towels, wipe your nose, wipe your hand.
If you wipe your nose, you
Well, listen. You can wipe the counters off, mirrors. A great cleaning supply here. Great cleaning supply, right? But that's just it. Actually, you could use them for plates, you're balling on a budget and you don't want to use an actual plate. You don't want to buy paper plates. You can just use the paper towel. And if you're in a bind, it can be used as toilet paper.
Then you had this argument.
I would.
You would have had to have lied.
It's over.
No.
Alright guys, so our GPS says we're going to be there in like 2 minutes, less than a mile. We're not sure about this one. We're not sure. We passed Ponce de Leon Springs State Park, and it looked very, very busy there.
Yeah.
So we're not too sure if this one is going to be very busy or not. So we're very nervous. Very, very nervous.
What?
There's a lot of cars. Look.
Oh.
It's popping.
Oh, we're good. Go.
Golden.
I knew it.
I knew it.
Now we gotta find somewhere to park.
Oh my god, is that girl throwing up?
Was she?
Oh my god, she's throwing up.
Oh. Scale of 1 to 10, how cold is that?
It's so cold.
Out. I want to go look at it though. Yeah, I want to go look at it. So we just got done swimming at Morrison Springs, and the water was amazing. We're gonna get Callie's review, her rating out of 10 real quick.
Honestly, it was free.
Free.
So already great.
Yep.
It's freaking crowded though, so not as great.
Yep.
But overall, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10.
I would agree, like 9 instead of a 10 because of the people.
I loved it though.
It was stunning. Super clear water. Was it warm? It was pretty warm, huh?
No, it was freezing.
But we had a great time, I think. Okay guys, so we just got done at Morrison Springs, had a blast, ate some lunch, had a Lunchables. Callie had a big kid Lunchables.
An adult.
Lunchables. Had Gatorades, got hydrated, and we are currently headed to the campground for tonight. Tried to give him a call to make sure it was still good with us checking in. Check-in just said after 2, which was very vague and a large time period. So we're going to call and just let them know we were coming and couldn't get anybody on the phone. So we are hoping that that's all right and that we just pull up and they give us our stuff there. But yeah, we are currently headed there. It's about an hour drive left, and we'll be there soon. whole story is a bit crazy, and it was pretty much worst case scenario for us. Pull into the campground.
Well, first we called him like 3 times because they didn't tell us. They said we could check in after 2, but we weren't going to get there until like 5:30. So we were like, oh, we'll just give him a call and make sure it's fine. We called him 3 times and no one answered.
So I was like a little bit like concerned. I was like, that's a bit weird because we had reservation, like confirmation emails and stuff like that. And we're like, oh well, we'll just pull in and go to like the check-in center or whatever, the check-in desk or the cabin or whatever it is, and just go check in, and then they'll tell us everything we need to know. So we got there about 5:30, pull in, and we immediately pull in, and there's like this big, huge like holes, and we're in a Corolla, so there's like massive holes in the road, and they're filled with water. So we have no idea how deep they are. It's like taking up almost the entire road, like literally, like we can't go around it without putting one of our wheels in the water. And we get out of the car and we're looking, we're like, oh god, like are we gonna have to park somewhere else and walk our stuff to our campsite, because that's the way that is at the campsites. And so we're looking at it, and a guy comes by in a golf cart, like without a t-shirt on, comes by in a golf cart, and he's like, I'm asking him, like, do you know how deep this is, like just because I don't want to get stuck or mess up the car. And he's like, oh, it's not that deep, just follow me and I'll show you. And he went through it with his golf cart with one wheel on the side, and went through and showed me where to go. And so I did that. I went through, and then he pulls back around after we're through it. And we're like, yeah, do you know where the check-in desk is, or where the check-in thing is? And he's like, do you have reservations, like really snappy? And we were like, yeah. And he was like, sorry, this sounds like a cool line to me. He was like, okay, what campsite are you at? We're like 2, and he's like, okay, follow me. So the whole time we're like, okay, really weird. And we start following this guy, and he takes us to 2, and he whips in and turns around his little golf cart, and he's like, there y'all go. So he was the host, yeah, I'm assuming. We find out he's the host, just riding around on a golf cart. There's no like checking anything. It was really weird. The whole situation was super weird. And he's talking to us, like trying to be friendly, but it's coming off a bit weird. And we start setting up so he leaves. He's like talking to us a little bit, asking where we're from, like normal stuff, nice stuff. Leaves. We start setting up camp. He comes back. We're like, oh my god. Like less than 2 minutes, maybe. He's gone. Comes back while we're setting up camp. And we'll show you on footage we did a time lapse of us setting up. You'll see this guy roll into the frame. He's in the frame for like half of the time lapse. So he rolls up and he's like, what are those? Because we have our hammock systems for our tents. And he's like, what are those? And we're like, they're just like tents that you hang hammocks in. He's like, oh, I've never seen those before. I'm just going to sit here and watch you set it up. The sun, at this point, it's already like 6, 7. We don't know what time the sun goes down exactly. So we're like trying to get this shit set up before the sun goes down. And the whole time he's just sitting there. And it's super weird. We continue to set up. He comes back again. And he like puts $3 in my hand. He's like, if y'all go into town, get me a bag of ice. Or he was like, give me a bag of ice whenever y'all go into town. He didn't ask me. He was like, give me a bag of ice whenever y'all go into town. While putting money in my hand. So what am I supposed to be like? No. But by the way, town's not like 2 minutes away. It's not like right up the road. It's 20 minutes to the nearest civilization. Like, we're out in a national forest, not close to anything. So this guy asked us to get us a bag of ice. We went and got dinner in town, thank God. So we're already going to town anyways. Get him a bag of ice, come back, and I asked him before we left, I was like, oh, what do you want me to do with the ice whenever I get it? Like, where do I put it? And he's like, just come knock on my camper. So, like, he's asking me questions when I'm giving him this bag of ice. And he's like, where did y'all go eat? And I was like, oh, this little Mexican restaurant. And he was like, oh, and he said the name of it. And I was like, yeah, it was pretty good. He was like, yeah, that place is terrible. What did I say? Oh, God, what did I say? You said there was a pretty butterfly or something. Oh, yeah. So I walk up to give him his bag of ice, and there's this super big yellow and black butterfly, and it's really pretty. And I just like nature and animals and all things, anything is really interesting to me. And I said, it's really pretty butterfly. And I was like, oh, that's a really pretty butterfly. And this guy goes, man, you're right, it's ugly. Like, what? So we literally packed up. So went to bed last night, didn't do a whole lot of vlogging at all, because we're just honestly trying to go to bed and get up as early as we can. Got up, I woke up at like 5, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to go. But I was like, Callie's going to kill me if I wake her up at 5. So I waited and just sat in my Eno, and we have no service, by the way. 0 signal, 0 internet, nothing like that, which is fine. Usually, unless you feel uncomfortable, then it becomes not fine. It becomes a little bit scary. And I sit there for like an hour. It's like 6 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, I cannot wait anymore. I want to get the hell up and get out of here like immediately. We pack up our stuff, like are out before 7, and we are now on the road again. Thank God.
But the good part is that night is over. Now we are on the way to Devil's Den. I think we're going to stop at a coffee shop on the way to there because I'm tired.
I'm also very tired. I don't even drink coffee, but I'm going to have to get something because I'm so tired.
Well, I'm going to get a coffee, a large one probably. But yeah.
But we got about a 3.5 hour drive until we're there. We're going to stop and get some ice and stop and get coffee. I'll be there.
Guys, we just stopped in Perry, Florida. We went to a little coffee house, I guess. It was called Backdoor Coffee.
Backdoor
Bistro and Coffee. And it was incredible. We both had breakfast sandwiches with egg, ham, Swiss cheese on a croissant. It was wonderful.
It was really
and I
good.
also had, they call this the Paula Deen. Okay? It is red velvet, white chocolate, and vanilla coffee. And it's really good, too. A good stop before we get to Devil's Den. We still have an hour and a half to go.
Just got done with Devil's Den. As you'll see from the footage, it was so much fun. We had an absolute blast. After we went swimming in the den, we went to set up camp, went ahead and checked in, got all our campsite together, put up our tents because there's a small % chance of rain later tonight, and we wanted to make sure to have plenty of time to do anything we wanted. They also have a pool here on the premises, which is really cool, and she said that we could come after hours too and it would be fine, which was really dope. It was really nice that we checked in with. So yeah, we're about to go swimming. Hopefully it doesn't rain on us, kind of cool off. It's a super hot day today.
Alright, well, there have been a slight change of plans.
Big change of plans.
Yeah, big change of plans. So, like we told you earlier, we did end up going to the pool, and it was fun. But then, so we went to the pool after we set up our tents. We go to the pool, everything's fine and dandy, and then out of nowhere, the bottom falls out of the sky. And how we had our tent set up, we had them rolled a certain way so air could move through them a lot better, so we wouldn't be as hot tonight. And the inside of our tents got wet, and so did the Enos. So we packed it all up, and now we're headed to Daytona.
Yeah, so we had originally planned to stay at this campground tonight and leave for my friend Dave's house tomorrow and stay with him tomorrow. But the weather literally said a 15% chance of rain, and it absolutely thunderstormed for like 3 hours straight. Soaked our tents because we didn't think it would rain, and if it did, it wouldn't have been a lot. It was a ton. not only did they get wet, most importantly, they got very dirty. So we figured the best plan would be go ahead and drive to Daytona so we could try to wash these and get them clean in case we wanted to keep camping. We have now completely decided, once looking at the weather in Miami for when we're going to be there, that it would be the most fun for everybody involved if we went ahead and did not camp and instead we're getting an Airbnb. Because there is, while we're supposed to be there, there's I think a 25% chance the first day and a 50% chance the second day of rain, and we just don't want to go through what we just went through. And we're still pretty excited. I mean, it's not camping, it's not what we originally thought we were going to do, but it's hard to plan a camping trip so far in advance because stuff like this happens, weather happens, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Yep, and we're still going to go on the airboat tour. We're still going to go explore Miami. We're just not going to be camping at the Everglades campground.
Which we decided that obviously we're sad about, but it'll be best for us.
So, if you're wondering why we decided against tent camping tonight, it's this. Flood.
Absolute flooding. What's up, guys? So we made it to Daytona last night about, what, 9 o'clock, something like that, 8:30. Just got some brunch, about to go hit up the beach with old Dave and Sierra. Where did we just have brunch? What's the name of it?
Casual Bird.
Casual Bird. I was going to say Easy Bird. It was pretty good.
Hey guys, welcome to Mason Callie's page. We just got back from the beach.
A little sunburnt, but it's alright.
We're about to go to this place called Jimmy Hula's. Hopefully they like it.
Some really good food. We're gonna stop by, look at a couple mansions, some nice houses on the way there. So stay tuned.